And welcome to Kemi-Keminmaa, Kemi and Finland for these World Ski Orienteering Championships in 2022. A very interesting championships that we'll have now with the Russians all out of the competitions. It's an quite open championships with everybody looking eagerly forward to these days.
Indeed, so, and today our weather is very nice. We are going to have very fast skis, easy to wax, and the course which we are going to see quite soon is very interesting. Today's sprint is going to be fast and furious.
And we've seen that already in the morning with the European Youth Championships and the Junior World Championships already with very fast times in all four classes. The skiers have been faster than the course that they have anticipated. You think we'll get the times quite under the 12 minutes, that is the ideal time?
Yes, so I believe maybe around 11 minutes, maybe even closer to 10 minutes could be the winning time today, but we are going to see it within an hour.
And within an hour we'll also get the new champions, of course, the men's class first with the sprint and the women's class after that. We have about 70 competitors in the men's class and about 50 competitors in the women's class. 16 countries competing this year. Kazakhstan, right before these competitions, mentioned or did state that they could not take part in the competitions, and of course Ukraine and Russia and Belarus are not competing either.
Yes, indeed. And soon we are going to get some interview by the competition director Tuomas Pussila, but before that it's also nice to highlight that today's sprint is going to be decisive for tomorrow's pursuit.
Okay, now we have here event director Tuomas Pussila. How has the day has been so far?
That has been a great present for our organization that really get the thing started and competitions going on. Great feeling.
Yeah, we have already seen the junior world champs and youth European champs. What is the expectation for the afternoon?
I think that the competitions will be really tough and best ones will be the best ones. Courses are really challenging and I'm really looking forward to coming competitions.
Yeah. How about so far the Finnish champs, or how has it been from the results point of view for the Finland?
Of course, 4 medals in the very beginning. Great start for the competitions, and let's hope that this continues also in the World Championships.
Yeah, I believe we have quite good chances and good athletes. Thanks, Tuomas.
And the first competitors will start in 5 minutes. and we'll of course try to give you information about as many of the skiers as possible, but with this shorter race and very fast race, we will be able to give you highlights of possibly the best ones only, but still we'll be of course following all the skiers in these competitions.
Yes, that's what we're going to do, and also hopefully we are going to get some zoom-ins for the best parts of the course, which is from start to the finish all the way. Very interesting, technical, challenging, hectic even when we go into the athlete's mind. They are not going to have any moments for rest when it comes to navigation.
We are in Lapland right now. We are up in the north part of the Baltic Sea of Finland, close to Sweden. And this is the part of Lapland with not very high hills. You can see that the climb today is 65 meters and the length of the course 3.2 kilometers. The shortest sensible length is 3.9 kilometers today. But a climb of 65 meters, how does that feel for you, Santeri, in a sprint competition?
I think that's quite the average for a sprint. It could be even a bit more, but there are a few longer climbs during this race, but quite the hills are not too steep to climb, so I believe the speed is going to remain fast even when we go uphill.
This is something quite different than we saw in Bulgaria at the European Championships earlier this year, and I've seen both the Swedes and the Norwegians have talked about this is a Scandinavian terrain that will suit them better than the skiers from the United States, from Central Europe and so on. Do you agree about that?
Well, of course. This is quite typical Finnish, Swedish, Norwegian ski orienteering. Lots of narrow tracks that are quite close to each other, lots of crossings to read and nail. And we'll see.
And there are a lot of tracks in the terrain also. 28.5 kilometers of tracks with very wide tracks, about 10 kilometers, wide tracks, normal tracks, slow tracks, snowmobile routes. 28.5 kilometers means that you also have a great chance or unluck to ski outside of the map, and we saw that in the earlier competitions today also, that some of the skiers, even the top ones, were out of the map today.
Yes, indeed, and that was even from the lead of the competition, you can screw it all up.
It is a technical course. It is a very Finnish, Scandinavian technical course in that way, but still there are some competitors, of course, also outside the Nordic countries that are very much anticipated to be in the top today, top 10 at least. We see here Yuki Ishihara with number 27. The Japanese have been training here in Finland also this week and the week before that.
Yes, the Japanese team was in Ranua last weekend competing in the OptiVox Cup, which is a Finnish top ski orienteering cup. Well, their races did not go that well, but we'll see today how much they have learned from the weekend.
How much an advantage is it to be born or living in Finland, to know the terrain of Kemi and Keminmaa?
Well, here we can see number 36, Ville-Petteri Saarela. He is actually born quite close to this position. He has skied in his youth quite much in this area, and today we'll see what is the difference of knowing the terrain.
And these 15 last competitors in the men's start list are the 15 highest ranked according to the IOF when you count away the Russian skiers. Yes. So these are also ranked highest, seeded to be the 15 last in the competition at the start.
Yes, and I believe our top 10 will be mostly consisting of these athletes.
From the 41 to 50 starting.
Yes. For example, Jürgen Bachlied has done very, very strong races throughout the year, throughout the last 3 years, I could say.
And here the last start is Rasmus Wickbom from Sweden with number 56. So all the way with the 56 competitors today, somebody has dropped off already. We know that one of the American skiers was not able to make it here because he had some difficulties proving that he had enough COVID vaccinations, but he will be coming here later on in the week. Yeah. But Jürgen Bachlied, of course, is the number one competitor and contender for the championships today.
Yes, he is a really strong candidate for gold medal today. Very, very strong races in Bulgaria, in previous championships.
And how confident does he look? This is a fresh photo from yesterday.
Yes, he knows he's in good shape.
Tuomas Kotra from Finland, with the third place in the European Championships 2 years ago, is also one of the athletes that we pick out for you to pay special attention to. Why?
Yes, indeed. Tuomas has been dominating the Finnish team here in homeland, and of course we don't even know surely how he compares to the other countries, because many of the Finnish athletes did not compete in Bulgaria. They didn't want to risk having COVID.
And Bjørnar Kvåle from Norway, the Norwegian sprint champion from this year, is the third one we are picking out for you to pay attention to. He's also looking very confident.
Yes,
is he?
Yes, I believe he is. If you are a Norwegian sprint champion, you are strong in the World Championship sprint as well. Norwegian team is very strong, and yeah.
And we're going to look a little bit about what we are going to see today in the terrain and here on the screen, of course.
Yes, this is the men's track, and we are going to start in this quite dense network of tracks. The first 3 controls are in a quite dense spruce forest, where the technical navigation is at the most importance. And then we have this fourth leg, which is quite interesting route choice leg, and we also get the first TV from the fourth control. There are various choices for this leg, and hopefully we are going to get to see of them a bit more later on. Then back to more technical part, and this 6th to 7th leg is also an interesting route choice. From right or left, there is this earth bank area in the middle of the track, in the middle of the leg, and then the ending part is quite straightforward skiing, and we come downhill to the ninth control and to the finishing straight.
And in the starting grid we have already, with number 5, Istvan Sebastian from Romania. So the first 4 starters have already left.
Yes, now we get to see how the Romanian guy gets his map 15 seconds before the start. He has just enough time to locate himself, locate the start, locate the first control, and make his route choice to the first control. Then he's free to go.
And as we could see from the GPS map, it is a very technical course, a very Finnish course.
Yes, indeed. Actually, as you could see, the first crossings after the starting point, which was marked by the triangle, you can see the control flag there, marking the starting point. When you go forward and you come from this open area to the forest, the first crossing comes very fast, and if you miss it, you are going to make a very big mistake in the beginning.
With number 6, Jonathan Ståhl from Sweden. One of the younger athletes in the Swedish team, but as we know, all the Swedes are very good. And the Swedish national team has said that their goal is to take 1 medal at least in every race.
Yeah, which is quite realistic. All the Nordic states are quite strong in ski orienteering. It sounds realistic. Strong Wasberg skiing to the start.
And this area now is a very dense area for snowmobiles and for skiers also, but there shouldn't be any other than the competitors out here in the train.
Yes, here we could see some minor route choices, not decisive, but when you have to make those small route choices all the time, it can get a bit stressful. You are not sure whether you have taken the right choice. Of course, it's not so decisive, but if it gets into your mind that is this okay, am I on the right track, then there could be something bigger to come.
With number 7 starting here, Davide Comai from Italy.
Italian athlete taking to the forest, starting his race.
This area where we are, the Kallinkangas, is full of stones and knolls and cliffs. So on the map, as you could see, there were no stones at all. There's so many stones in the terrain that the course setters and the map makers decided to take away all stones because there would be hundreds of them, and you couldn't really decide which ones were decisive or not, which one to be paying attention to or not. But we are paying attention to Rimmaroom from Estonia.
Yes, Rimmaroom has been in the Estonian junior team and now for many years in the senior team, and is quite experienced ski orienteer.
And Estonia already got some medals in the earlier competitions today with the Junior World Championships and the European Youth World Championships. We know that Estonia is a country with a very good...
And now we got some GPS tracking from this route choice leg. Here we have Lindholm and Muur, and I believe we are going to see some... Okay, so now Muur is live, and we'll see what decision will he make to this ending part of this.
So Tryggve Muur started 2 minutes behind Truls Lindholm, and he's turning back.
Yes, so it seems. So he already passed the crossing but decided to take it back.
Andre Jordi from Switzerland starting with number 9.
Swiss team has taken a huge leap overall during the last 3-4 years, and same goes to Estonian team. So a few years ago there were not that many athletes who could compete at medals, but now they have become a considerable enemy for the Nordic states.
Mm-hmm. This is the TV control out in the forest. We have only one TV control today. The big... Oh, I forgot the word. We have one TV control down there. It's a place where you have a very steep cliff, so there are only 2 ways really to come to the control from, and there might be some quite decisive things you have to make before you get to that point to be seen also on TV.
Yes, the TV control is situated in a pit, and the edges of the pit are really steep, and they are even so dangerous that actually there is a forbidden area around the pits, which couldn't be seen from the GPS map, but the athletes know that they are not allowed to make shortcuts into that pit.
After Wojciech Bartosz, we have Yoshito Shimizu from Japan with number 11. And you said the Japanese skiers have been in Ranua and have been skiing for a long time to really get into it. Perhaps
Yes.
it's a little bit too long time for being in the top of the race.
Yeah, maybe. And here we can see Christoph Prusa coming to the TV control and
Tryggve Myhr. Prusa,
that was
you're
Prusa.
right.
Yes.
But Myhr, who was almost close to Tryggve, to Truls Lindholm already, now was some 30-40 seconds behind him already.
Yes.
So the Swedish Truls Lindholm has made a better route choice than Tryggve Myhr.
Yes, so it would seem maybe Myhr has even made some minor mistake.
Chris Burnham, right 2 weeks ago, he finished second in the American Birkebeiner race, 55 kilometers classic. Second place among the several hundred racers, and he's very confident about his skiing abilities. He says he has some jet lag still, though.
Yeah, and we can see him starting, and I believe he's going to ski fast. The thing is, you just have to also navigate.
Jonathan Ståhl is awaited at the TV control, but here you can see the line also in the forest. It's a 3-minute steep cliff there, which is not allowed for the skiers to come.
And now here you can see he's actually dropping into the pit, and I believe this is going to be through a forbidden road. So
he came around it. He came around it, so he's now going down the cliff, the 3-meter drop, and then up on the other side.
Yes.
An interesting choice.
Yes, indeed. And this
Did
is
he
going
make
to
it-
take some time from him because
And there we have
There is-
Jonathan in 6th place. Perhaps not the fastest choice.
not at all. There was a straight track from where he came, and now we get to see it. Here we can see also the forbidden areas, and yes, as I anticipated, he drops through the forbidden area, so this smells like disqualification for Ståhl.
Ouch. Let's see now. The GPS is not quite accurate at all times, so it might be that he passed around it, but let's not make the judgments.
Yes, it's the job for the jury.
Vitalijus Petrulis from Lithuania here at the starting grid. But right, like you anticipated, the TV control will be a control that is very difficult for many of the athletes, and we will probably see many more funny or personal choices over here.
Yes, and hopefully we'll get to see more of the GPS, because actually, as we have tested the leg, it would seem that the fastest road comes from the left. So
From your left or from
from the right of the picture, so via the
skiers,
wide
the skiers
tracks.
left.
Yeah, skiers left.
And we are waiting Davide Comai from Italy shortly, and also number 8, Rimo Rome with number 8.
So where is Rimo Röhm?
Yeah,
There
Comai
he
was
comes.
already there.
Oh. And takes a little.
Oh. Yep, he was there already. And Davide Comai, as you can see, also
Yes.
passed the control already.
This control is very important. You have to know exactly where to go when you punch. And actually, I believe Rimo Röhm is now taking the wrong choice to the next control. So you get some speed from the control, and you should continue to the right corner of the TV picture. Matias Maijala in the start.
Right, and Matthias with number 16, the second Finn to start.
And now we get some GPS, and now we get the route choices. So the fastest route is actually expected to be the red one. So the national controller Staffan Tunis has keyed these route choices, and he has taken the time, and the red choice should be about 5 seconds faster than the second best.
Wojciech Bartos in a second place at this TV control. Truls Lindholm is still the fastest one at this point.
Yes, so Bartos as well took the wrong choice to the fifth control, but here this is very interesting leg, this 3 to 4 control. It's interesting to see whether anyone is going to choose the blue one, which is very long way around, but actually the difference only about 3 to 5 seconds compared to the red.
While the yellow one close to the alpine ski slope is the slowest one.
Yes, that's the slowest one. There is this semi-wide track which is not very fast to ski in the beginning of the choice, that right choice.
With number 18 starting, Jānis Baunis from Latvia. And the Latvian skiers were doing very well earlier today in the Junior World Championships and the European Youth World Championships, European Championships. Also, Latvia has many good skiers right now.
Yes, and Latvians have also been training in Finland earlier this year, right after the New Year's celebrations. There were competitions in the southeastern corner of Finland, and many Latvian athletes were participating then.
With number 19 starting here, Sander Pritsik from Estonia.
He's taking a close look to the map before getting the permission to start. So, which is a very wise thing to do.
In these 15 seconds, do you have the time to make route choices for more than the first leg?
Not very long. Maybe first, maybe second control, but 15 seconds comes quite fast.
And with this technical course, of course, there's not much time for you to think in advance.
Here we get to see Maijala taking left way around to the second control. Oh,
Lindholm was faster.
Yes.
Truls there making a better choice, and Truls again making a better choice.
yes, these small minor route choices, when you make them correct or wrong many times after each other, there you get the seconds.
With number 20, Eskil Frøysland from Norway.
Frøysland taking the start. His skiing does look quite relaxed.
And there again we have this leg to the TV control, and Gulbrandsen here
Yes,
is taking a shorter, or not the shorter, but the
the slowest route. Probably, of course, the conditions may have changed since the testing, but here we get to see the difference between Lindholm and Gulbrandsen.
And Vegard has a good speed down the hill from the Alpine slope, but then he gets to this area where the forbidden area starts.
Yes, it's very difficult to ski down. There are many alpine skiers tracks in the forest that you easily can mix with the official tracks.
You said this writer choice was not the fastest one, but see, Vegard with 14 seconds up in leading now. It will be interesting to see how fast the slope and the skis and the snow really are today up on the Alpine top. So we're following Vegard for a while now.
Yes, and he is now taking the route choice to fifth control, which I consider to be the best. So you continue downhill from the TV control, and you get to ski this wide ski track for a long time. And now we have a minor route choice here. It's interesting to see whether he takes the left or right. He goes right. Yes. So here we have a small climb, and soon he will arrive to the fifth control. Here we get to see what the controls look like here on the narrow tracks. They are situated on the both sides of the track, so you can keep your timing chip in either hand. No difference. And here we get to the fifth control, and now this shorter leg from control 5 to 6 is quite technical, but actually quite simple. You just have to stay focused, follow your plan, know all the time where to turn, but nothing too difficult, even though it seems quite dense.
Jan Hasek starting here, and the Czech skier Hasek, still a student, but already an experienced skier in here.
Yes. Now we get to see this route choice difference in the beginning. The choice that Gulbrandsen makes seems to be surprisingly good when we compare it to the data we got from Staffan Tunis and IF event advisor Sindre Haverstad.
Janis Baunis is right now live. He's climbing uphill a little bit to get to the same point where Vegard was a moment ago, and we can see that Vegard's route choice really was faster.
Yes.
And in third place, only 9 seconds behind Vegard, but those 9 seconds he lost on the way to this control.
Yes, so it seems. And now he's going to lose some more, I think, because he takes the left choice from the beginning to the fifth control.
Corsin Boss from Switzerland with number 25. And we are shortly arriving to the first half part of the men's competition. And as you said, the Swiss ski orienteers have made very much progress in the last years.
Yes, their senior athlete John Snyder has taken sort of a role of team captain equals coach, and his experience has pushed these younger athletes forward quite impressively.
Mm-hmm. Sander Pretzik coming from the other direction and has to turn around for the next control in the fifth place at this moment.
And now we see that Pretzik did not quite know where he wanted to go after the control, but if he had had the plan ready, he would have been able to gain more speed from the curve and kind of attack to the next leg. But he did take the correct route choice. He followed the way that Gulbrandsen did earlier.
Kasparas Sulkis from Lithuania with number 26. And back at the is number 20, Eskil Fruisland, and only 3 seconds behind Vegard Gulbrandsen at this moment. So 2 Norwegians at top at the first TV control.
Strong start by the Norwegians.
Yuki Ishihara from Japan. And from the start,
now we are getting Gulbrandsen to the finish, and he is going to take a really, really strong lead in the finish. Over a minute.
Over a minute ahead of Andre Jordi and Trygve Myhr at this point, and Truls Lindholm from Sweden in a 4th place at this moment, when we have only 11 skiers that have finished this far. And right behind him comes Vitalius Petroulis, Istvan Sebastian. And Istvan Sebastian in 12th place, Vitalius Petroulis in 4th place. Both these skiers finishing right after Vegard Gulbrandsen, but Gulbrandsen thus in 1st place right now.
But still, as we could see, the leading time is still over 12 minutes right now, so we anticipate there are guys who will beat Gulbrandsen's time at the finish, but he will have some moments to wait for that. And now Matias Maijala, the Finnish guy from Lapland.
But still, he hasn't been at the last control yet. First that one, and from the last control, we know from the juniors, they will take about 20, 21, 22 seconds to reach the finish line. So a 2nd place for him at this moment, but Vegard's speed is still good.
Yes.
But the Finn with 28 seconds behind Vegard Gulbrandsen in 2nd place at this moment.
Yes.
And the time from him from the last control was 21 seconds.
Do you think we are going to get a time under 20 seconds today to the finish line?
Well, there's no prize for that, but I believe we will.
Yeah.
Andres Rom with number 29, the next one to start. And he has about 12 minutes time to beat the time of Vegard Gulbrandsen, who has finished in 12 and 14.
Yes. And he starts confidently how he should, and it looks good so far.
Simon Eriksson is also taking the same route as Vegard Gulbrandsen. And we're following the live dot of Eriksson at this moment. Up to the alpine skiing slope. It's closed right now. It opens only at 3 o'clock, so there shouldn't be any alpine skiers down there right now.
Yes, at least the lift is not open.
Josef Nagy from the Czech Republic starting at the same time as we're awaiting Eriksson to the TV control.
Yes. And here goes the Czech to begin his race. And I believe now we are going to see... Okay.
Eskil Fruisland and Vegard Gulbrandsen, and they are both...
And now we get to see the different route choice to the 7th control. So here in the middle of the leg there is this earth bank area. It's very, very steep, and you stop at the edge of the earth bank. So and the left choice around may be a bit faster.
It seems so. Gulbrandsen and Frösland were about the same time at the earlier control, and the gap was a couple of seconds at the next control. So the earth bank, as you said, was too steep for him.
Yes.
Or at least to be fast.
Yes.
Tobias Habenicht from Austria starting with 31. Ja, Korsin Boos from Switzerland here, and his turn was much more confident.
Yes.
He knows where he's going. In
So
a
it
fifth
would
place
seem.
right now, 13 seconds behind Vegard Gulbrandsen.
It was nicely done. Smooth curve.
And at the last control, and we're waiting here, Masami Amuki, but also Eskil Frösland finishing with number 20, and he is a couple of seconds behind Gulbrandsen, but he beats Maijala there. 8 seconds behind Vegard Gulbrandsen, Eskil Frösland in second place.
Yes, it looks very good for Norwegians at this moment.
Also Janis Baunis finished and Francesco Corradini finished at the same time. Sander Pritzik finished right before Eskil Frösland, and Sander Pritzik from Estonia now in fourth place. Vegard Gulbrandsen still leading. And we have the next Norwegian about to start, Isak Jonsson with number 33.
Strong Norwegian ski orienteers. Their Norwegian team has also taken the change of generation, so to say. So very young team, but even if they are young, they are very strong already.
And the next one, Miska Tervala from Finland with number 34.
Miska is one of the rising Finnish athletes. He has broken into the national team during the last 2 years. Now he lives in Vuokatti, and there are very good training conditions for cross-country skiing or ski orienteering. Aggressive start from Miska Tervala, and now he may have taken a bit too aggressive start because he already took right before the control before the start triangle, which was ahead.
Oh.
Here we get some camera footage from the TV control again. We are waiting for Boos.
Noel Boos, and in a place number 23 at this moment. No, place number 10, of course. 23 seconds behind Vegard Gulbrandsen, and you can see he took the left choice, which you consider being not the optimal choice for him.
Yes, of course we haven't seen that leg from the GPS, but it should be it should be more slow to take from the left.
Gustav Jonsson with number 35, the next Swede to start in the competition. Right now we have the Swede Truls Lindholm in an 8th place at the finish, but Jonathan Ståhl, the other Swede, in number 15 at this place. No other Swedes yet to have finished. Andres Rom, 11th, about the same time as Wojciech Bartos.
Ram takes also the left choice, but he was very confident when he came to the control. He knew where he wanted to go, so he doesn't lose so much time. Saarela in his home ground, so to say. He's not living in Kemi-Keminmaa now, but he has born here and he has skied in the Kallinkangas area in his youth. I would imagine thousands of kilometers.
Now we're following Andres Rom. He took the left choice that you said was perhaps not the fastest one. We can see this is one of the narrower tracks that he's going, but very good pace though. And his lines seem to be straight at this moment, at least.
Yes.
And on the GPS you can also see what route he's taking.
Yes.
There's the bridge.
Does he turn right? No, he takes it all the way to left. We don't have data about this. This seems a bit longer, but of course you have all the way quite straight, wide track, easy to ski, and he does that quite well. So, and now second crossing to the left, and you get to the fifth control.
And there he turned right at the right moment.
Yes.
And Tobias Habenicht, the Austrian skier, now with the fastest time.
Yes. Impressive.
Tobias 6:21 at 1.8 kilometers, and Vegard Gulbrandsen is the only one that has been close to 12 minutes or even under 12 minutes. That was the ideal time for today. Perhaps Habenicht is the one to break 12 today.
Maybe. Let's see how his ending part of this course is going to go.
Edvin Nordström from Sweden with number 38 starting. And at the finish we can say that Korsin Boos already finished. He finished in a third place right after Vegard Gulbrandsen, Eskil Frösland. Boos 28 seconds behind Gulbrandsen, now in third place at the finish.
Aslak Heimdal, his brother Audun has done some very good results during the previous years, but he's not here this year, so let's see how little brother manages.
It's his turn now.
So, yes.
To show what the Heimdals can do.
Yes. And now we get more GPS from the beginning of the course. And you can see the curves are becoming more round, so every time an athlete takes a turn, he kind of sweeps centimeters off from these steep curves, and it becomes easier to ski for athletes coming behind.
It seems like Gustav Jonsson has made some good route choices. Habenicht is the one with the fastest time this far at the TV control, but Gustav Jonsson and Petri Saarela then are the ones we are waiting.
Yes. And now we get to see their route choices to the long control leg before the TV control. And they are all taking the left beginning of the leg.
Ville-Petri Saarela, the red one is the one that is live. The other ones have already been there. Gustav Jonsson still the one with the fastest time at that point.
And Saarela is very strong skier, and it seems that he is skiing slightly faster than Jonsson. in this uphill, in this wide track.
And there we have Gustav Jonsson, and 13 seconds ahead of Tobias Habenicht. So Gustav Jonsson now the one with the fastest time.
Yes, and here we can see Jonsson and Ville-Petteri Saarela taking different route choice. No, that wasn't Saarela, that was Tervala, sorry. Saarela is coming.
Saarela, he has still 1 minute. He started 1 minute behind
and he is
Jonsson.
taking the right route choice to the finishing part of this leg.
So down now from the Alpine slopes with a good pace. He has to make a right at the right moment to get down to the control. Jonsson took a left at that point. Ville-Petteri right now cutting a little bit in the corner and getting to the control. And we have a new best time with 4 seconds. Ville-Petteri Saarela, the leader at the TV control.
Yes, and he takes the left choice to the next control, and it seems that we are going to get some TV camera footage.
The skier behind him is Teemu Eerala, who has himself been ski-orienteering, but not quite at the level of Ville-Petteri Saarela, not in the national team, but still a very good ski-orienteer, and should be able to follow Ville-Petteri Saarela here for a while.
Yes, I believe so. Now we get to follow him for a while, and here we can see he's skiing on this narrow track, now coming on the wider track again, and all the time intensively reading the map, trying to stay ahead in his mind.
We see the bridge again.
And it seems that he's going to take the right.
He took the right.
Yes, and which I consider to be 1, 2, 3 seconds faster than taking it around the left.
Let's see. We had a gap of 3-4 seconds at the earlier control. He was 3-4 seconds ahead of Jonsson. But he's shortly also approaching the finishing line. Noel Boos from Switzerland is the last one. Josef Nagy from the Czech Republic is the last one that have finished, and Josef Nagy's number is number 30. So we're shortly waiting for Jonsson with 35 and Saara with 36.
Meanwhile, Misa Tuomala starting in the his race, and Misa is also one of the strong Finnish athletes. And now we are waiting for Jonsson to finish his race.
And here finishing, Tobias Habenicht in place 11. He has made some mistakes in the
major
course.
mistake.
Because he was the one with the fastest time at the TV control when he passed that. Jonsson and Saarela have been faster, but still 1 minute now behind Vegard Gulbrandsen and in place 11.
Yes, terrible mistake. Hopefully we get to see that from the GPS soon.
Henrik Fredriksen Ås starting with 45.
And soon we are going to get Jonsson to the last control.
Aslak Heimdal we're waiting for already.
Yes, but he's already half a minute behind Saarela in the first TV control.
You're right. In place number 17, 41 seconds behind Saarela. Aslak Heimdal, the Norwegian skier, going also to the left.
Yes.
With number 46, Mattis Jaama from Estonia.
And now we got Isak Jonsson to the finish, and he finished 10th.
Oh, but that was Isak Jonsson. We are waiting for his
Yes.
his teammate with number 35. So within a minute or so at the finishing line, we ought to have first to the starting point. Obviously, we don't have Gustav Jonsson there yet. Björnar Kvale, the Norwegian sprint champion of 2022, starting. And at the same time, Gustav Jonsson is approaching the finish line. And Gustav is about to be a new leader in the competition.
Now we're getting Gustav Jonsson to the finish, and he already took the lead by 5 seconds in the finish.
And right behind Gustav Jonsson, who is now the leader, we have then Ville-Petteri Saarela. And we know that from the last control, it's 21 seconds. So we'll have Ville-Petteri Saarela, a new leader.
Yes, and now we are going to get under 20 seconds, under 12 minutes winning time. Maybe even winning time. But a new leading time.
Right, there we have Ville-Petteri Saarela with 22 seconds ahead of Gustav Jonsson. And the time for Ville-Petteri from the last control, 22 seconds. And 22 seconds ahead of Gustav Jonsson, 27 ahead of Vegard Gulbrandsen. Still, Saarela is also the one with the fastest time at the TV control this far.
Yes, and now in advance, one of the strongest Finnish athletes, Tuomas Kotro, starting. And now we get to see the last starters of the race.
And Nicola Müller finishing here, and also Müller has been doing a very good race. And there, and about 21 seconds, so he'll be running for a second place right now, so close with Gustav Jonsson at the last control. Does he know how tight this is for him?
Every push counts now, every glide counts.
There, and a second place for Nicola Müller.
One second ahead, Jonsson.
This is sprint ski orienteering as its best.
Yes. Fast and tight.
Oh, so good. Nice with Nicola Müller here in second place right now after Ville-Petteri Saarela. The next one we are waiting then is Aslak Heimdal, but he had 40 seconds up to Saarela at the TV control. Heimdal with number 39. At the same time as one of the big favorites for today's sprint championship, Jørgen Baklid starts, the Norwegian with number 50. After him, only 6 starters.
Interesting headwear.
Well, it's -2 degrees today, not too cold, so you can let some steam out that way.
So it seems. A strong start. A relaxed looking skiing. This guy knows what he's doing.
22 years of age, not very old, but still so confident and still so experienced already.
Yes.
Here with Misa Tuomala and Henrik Ås Fredriksen compared to how Ville-Petteri Saarela has been skiing, and both Tuomala and Ås Fredriksen are competing with about the same time, but with quite a different route choice than Ville-Petteri Saarela.
Yes.
And Henrik Fredriksen Aas is the one to arrive there
10 seconds.
10
9
seconds. In a third place. Not bad at all.
No. Being a strong skier, it may be possible to even gain that 9 seconds gap before the finish line.
And we are following Fredriksen Aas, the same route choice as all the others top skiers have taken.
So it seems Saarela also went this route.
It would be interesting to see if anybody then takes the right choice and is faster or slower, but at least everybody here out in the forest thinks that the left one is the shorter one or the faster one.
Bulgarian Stanimir Belomachev, one of the most experienced guys these days, taking his start to the race. And back after us. This very familiar part of terrain. This is quite steep.
No problem for him.
No problem, but I think he lost maybe even 1 second to Saarela in that small but steep uphill.
Right. Tuomas Kotro, you said, was perhaps the most interesting Finn, at least at the start. Kotro is going quite a different route choice, but exactly the same time
and
as
Kotro actually
Saarela.
took the route choice that I would have chosen to the beginning of this leg, but now we see he is actually taking the ending from left. So now it's going to be very interesting to see the difference when we come to the control.
He didn't want to go up to the Alpine hill, or Alpine is perhaps a wrong word here.
Yeah,
Alpine.
maybe, but anyway, to the top of the hill. And this is the route that in advance we thought would be the fastest for this control. And Kotro is going to come all the way from left and into the picture from right. And here he comes.
They were exactly at the same time before the hill.
Yeah, 2 seconds ahead.
2 seconds ahead. You were right. It was faster.
Yes.
2 seconds.
Yes.
Or even 3. He was perhaps 1 second behind. So Tuomas Kotro, the new leader here at the TV control.
And also takes the same route choice as Saarela, as Aas did from this control.
But now our skier with the TV camera is on another place, so we can't really know how fast Kotro is here. At the same time as John Schneider from Switzerland here starting with 55, the second to the last starter.
The most experienced Swiss ski orienteer in their team. And with quite many top results during his career.
And we're awaiting Fredriksen Aas to the last control shortly. Fredriksen Aas that was so close at the TV control, but we're still we're looking here for that Jürgen Backlid, and his
as expected, Backlid seems to be taking the lead.
Very confident in what he's doing and coming down from the left and maintains the speed.
Yes. and knows where to go next. Strong, confident skiing continues.
11 seconds ahead of Tuomas Kotro. And there we see also at the same time Teemu Eerola with the camera following Bucklead.
And assumably we get to follow Bucklead now on the track again.
And I was talking about Fredriksen Ås at the same time, Jörgen Bucklead's teammate. He's coming down towards the last control, but the time for him is already gone. He is right now at the last control, but he's 16 seconds behind Ville-Petteri Saarela.
Yes, but I think he will beat Nikola Müller.
Seems like he is beating both Müller and Jonsson. Aikio are for a second place at this moment for Fredriksen Ås, and there you are, 2 seconds ahead of Nikola Müller. Fredriksen Ås was about the same time with Ville-Petteri Saarela at the TV control, but some route choices or perhaps some slower pace at the end brings him to second place at this moment.
And now we get to see some GPS tracking where Stanimir Belomachev is in the live. And now we get to see basically all the different route choices to the ending of this leg. And Stanimir Belomachev is taking it from the right to the control.
Belomachev is the one that is live, and we're awaiting him here at the TV control. Bucklead's time is too fast for him, but
here he comes. As you can see, quite strong shortcut has already emerged, so it's quite easy to come down to the control now. But for the first athletes, it was a bit different.
A fourth place, but he is, as you can see, only 4 seconds behind Kotro at this moment, so everything still open for the championship and for the medals in this race. But Bucklead has taken a little time ahead of the others, and we are following Belomachev.
And very familiar routes.
Ooh!
Oh!
What happened now?
It seems that our cameraman
went the other way.
Cameraman decided to take something else into his camera.
And down towards the last control. And we're waiting for Kotro, of course, coming down to the last control.
Yes. Half a minute time right now to beat Ville-Petteri Saarela.
And we know it's 22 seconds. And there at the last control, and it's so close for them.
I believe Saarela is going to beat Kotro by 1 second or 2.
Saarela was ahead with 1 second at the last control, but here we have Tuomas Kotro, and nope, Saarela is still the leader.
Yeah.
By 1 second. Tuomas Kotro in the second place. And with number 50, Jörgen Bucklead. But this is, of course, from the TV control with number 54, Evert Toivonen into 6th place. Also only some 4 or 5 seconds behind Kotro. But we're waiting at the finish line.
Bucklead has made a small mistake just before the 6th control.
Oh.
And he might have lost, and he is behind Kotro in the 7th control.
And also behind Saarela.
Yes.
Behind both of them.
So now it seems...
Up to the last control, and down from the hill we're seeing someone already coming.
And very soon we are going to get Jürgen Backlid to the last control.
Sorry. From the last control, Erik Blomgren coming right now with number 49. Blomgren fighting right now for a place among the top 6. But the next one down the hill, there we have Jürgen Backlid.
Now 30 seconds to beat Saarela. I think that will be... He will lose to the Finnish guys unless... Yes, there is no chance he could ski that fast the final straight. So
at
that's
the last control, he's 6 seconds behind Saarela at the last control, and the time is running out for Backlid. It looks very much like two Finns atop, with Backlid here finishing in a third place, right behind Henrik Fredriksen Ås. At this moment, we have still 6 more runners or skiers out in the forest.
So small mistake that Backlid made just before the 6th control. He just turned one crossing too early and didn't manage to correct it right away.
And he was 11 seconds ahead. He finished 7 seconds behind. That makes an 18-second mistake.
And Belomachev making horrible mistake to the 7th control.
Oh.
So this is how the medals are settled.
Belomachev, a big mistake, far bigger than the one that Backlid did.
Yes. And now we see Tero Linnainmaa coming down the hill to the last control. We haven't seen footage of Linnainmaa earlier today. Linnainmaa he is fighting for position in well, he's not in top 10 today.
But with number 54, Evert Toivonen, 56, Rasmus Wickbom. We still have 2 more skiers that might be fighting for medals today. Tero Linnainmaa here finishing in number 13 right now, 42 seconds behind Ville-Petteri Saarela. But both Toivonen and Wickbom have at the TV control been doing very well. Number 54 and 56 are the ones we might be expecting still to be fighting for medals. Here first, Stanimir Belomachev. And as you can see, the mistake he made, he was almost equal with Saarela at the TV control. Now already 22 seconds behind, plus the 20 it takes to get to the finish.
Yes. Stanimir Belomachev as well was in Ranua last weekend, but he didn't compete. He just did run the men's course after the race, and as I spoke with him, he had done the race in quite close to the same time as Tuomas Kotro.
And would have done so today also?
Yes, so he would have been in the fight for medals, but he did miss one crossing. And
in place number 14 right now.
Yes.
And here we have number 54, Evert Toivonen.
And we are following Toivonen. Is this already approaching the second last control?
He has
Where are we at the moment?
We have about a minute and a half, or he has a minute and a half still time to make it into the medals.
Yes. And here he comes down the hill towards the last control.
Not a minute and a half a minute only. It takes 20 seconds from the last control, you know, and it's so close here with Toivonen, Saarela, Kotro and Backlid. At the last control, Evert Toivonen and Jürgen Backlid was equal. They were both 7 seconds behind Saarela. Saarela still leading, Toivonen still in second place, and now in third place, or is it 7? The same.
It
A
is the
tied
same.
third place.
Bronze medal is shared between Toivonen and Buckley today.
Buckley and Toivonen equally fast from the last control to the finish, so they preserve their positions.
Yes.
Tied third place for Toivonen and Buckley.
Which also means that they are going to be able to cooperate tomorrow when they start to pursue at the same time.
And still we have Rasmus Wickbom out there with number 56. You can see here how close he is with the others, and he takes quite another choice to the 7th control.
Yes, which should be the faster one according to our, well, it's basically the same.
It is, but he's so close to Saarela and Kotro in these dots. So
he's still,
and
he's coming ahead Toivonen and Buckley, I think, unless something happens in the downhill.
Within 7 seconds we have the first 3 or 4 runners right now, but Rasmus Wickbom of Sweden, 42 seconds time for him to get down to the last control, and he's coming fast. Is he even racing for a gold medal today?
There is a slight chance yet.
Because there was only some 3-4 seconds between him and Saarela. We know there is the 21 seconds from the last control. Oh, this will be so tight for him. Rasmus Wickbom here, and he passed that control only 3 or 4 seconds behind Saarela and Kotro. Will it be a medal for him? Will it be not a gold medal? Ville-Petteri Saarela keeps the first place. Tuomas Kotro keeps the second place, but he will take a third place right there. Bronze medal for Sweden's Rasmus Wickbom with a very good finish here. He kept the pace and he made a very good route choice, you said, right to the second to the last control.
Yeah, so it seemed. So very. And we hear Anni Toiviainen, who is in the speaker of the arena, shouting the results to the audience. The Finnish people celebrating world champion today.
John Schneider also finishing here at the same time. John Schneider right now in place number 27 at the competition. But Ville-Petteri Saarela is the world champion. Tuomas Kotro, also from Finland, is the silver medalist, and Rasmus Wickbom from Sweden, the bronze medalist. And here we have Ville-Petteri Saarela in the winner's chair at the World Championships in Kemi-Keminmaa.
His home event, I believe. This is what he's been dreaming about for a few years now, ever since he heard that the World Championship is going to be held here at Keminmaa, Kallinkangas.
The word Kallinkangas is very funny. Kalli is a name of a troll.
Yes.
And in Finland the trolls are usually not very fond of churches. In the old time they were pagans. So it's said that this Kalli troll, he was throwing stones at the church because the church bells were disturbing him. And that's why there's so many stones and cliffs and so on all the way around here in the forest.
So much that, as you said earlier, that it was decided to leave all those stones and rocks away from the map, because they would have been quite difficult to read.
Mm-hmm. Which was good because Ville-Petteri Saarela, Tuomas Kotro and Rasmus Wickbom at least did read the map very well today. Here we have the top 10 with Ville-Petteri Saarela, Tuomas Kotro and Rasmus Wickbom, the 3 medalists. Only 7 seconds behind them in a tied 4th place, Jörgen Backlid and Evert Toivonen. In 6th place, Henrik Fredriksen Ås, Nicola Müller in 7th place, the best Swiss runner or skier, Gustav Jonsson from Sweden in 8th place, and a tied 9th place, Vegard Gulbrandsen and Mattis Jama.
And only 27 seconds behind Ville-Petteri Saarela, this is going to mean that tomorrow we will have many skiers in the starting straight, when we get to follow the pursuit race.
The pursuit right is of course with Ville-Petteri Saarela only 1 second ahead of Kotro out. It will be very tight in the train with so many skiers and so many technical route choices for everyone to take.
Yes.
It will be very interesting.
And it will be stressful to navigate because there are many athletes in line.
Okay, and now we have here a new world champion for the sprint distance, Ville-Petteri Saarela. What are the first feelings?
Amazing feelings. This is the long time goal to take some medal here in almost a home round. So I have live here in Kemi-Keminmaa first 25 years. So extremely amazing to take victory here.
Yeah, it has to be special. I understood that you have concentrated very much for this sort of an home event. You took the sort of the skiing events and then the last 2-3 months totally concentrating for this one.
Yeah, exactly, just like that. Yeah.
How do you see the coming races? Now you have a perfect position for the pursuit tomorrow. How does it feel?
Yeah, I think it will be tough race tomorrow. So small gaps between athletes. So hard fight tomorrow also like that.
Yeah. If we jump a bit back for today's race, how do you see it? Did you do any mistakes? Was it smooth all the time from the start to end?
Yeah, today my race was quite smooth. I think I take some steps speeds down.
Yeah! Yeah. Now we have the silver medalist here, Tuomas Kotro. Only 1 second behind. Actually, you could stay here, so have a few words from you as well. But Ville-Petteri, you were about to say something about course.
Yeah, I like the course. That was some kind of I expected to. It will be here. Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot and congratulations. Amazing race.
And we will also get some words from Tuomas Kotro, but in a short moment. But Ville-Petteri Saarela was quite confident about what he was doing today.
Yes, and as he said, he kind of knew what to expect in this terrain. And of course, he has been skiing on the tracks that have been prepared by the course setter Velu Sipola before. So it is possible when you know the terrain, when you know the course setter, you can speculate about what is to come. And Saarela obviously did quite well. But now we get to hear something from Kotro.
Okay, now we have here the silver medalist Tuomas Kotro. Only 1 second to the gold. How does it feel?
Well, it's been years for expecting to succeed, but seems like the life has undressed those expectations enough. So finally, I'm ready to be present in the race and just enjoying those 12 minutes, because it's the most comforting place for me for whole life, those 12 minutes in the forest. I don't have to think anything, just be there.
Yeah, I've been actually admiring when seeing you skiing and ski orienteering. It's so smooth. There is no hurry at all. You are sort of floating. Is that something that you have been sort of practicing, or does it come as a nature?
Well, actually in January, when we were racing in Lappeenranta and Imatra, and you know, HP Pukema, was coaching me when I was a junior, and he always saying that I have something special, and I think it's more of a that I have found peace in my own head, so I can do it now. I don't have that much hurry at the moment, so maybe you have seen it now.
Yeah. Hey, how do you look forward for coming races? Now it's 1 second behind in the pursuit. Guys coming just few seconds behind, and it's already tomorrow morning.
Now it's today. Tomorrow is tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoying at least today for this medal. Congratulations, Tuomas.
Thank you very much.
There were some nice thoughts from Tuomas, and here we get to see him and the other medalists through the course, concentrating, as Kotro said, all the time, knowing where they are. In the beginning, we did not see anything decisive here. Small differences. Buckley seems to be taking a bit ahead and is doing very well until he isn't anymore.
The difference between Buckley and the others is already some 5 seconds at this point, and everything
even 10 seconds,
right,
because the tail is now 5 seconds.
you're right. So we're seeing some nice moves from Jürgen Buckley.
Yes.
The right choice here, up to the hill, was something that made the difference at the TV control, already 11 seconds up to Kotro.
Yes, and as we saw, the other guys did lose to Kotro by taking the right choice to the end of the leg, but
Buckley not.
Buckley was just faster skier. And here we can see now Buckley makes the small mistake here, and the others get past. And it's interesting that all the top, no, only two top athletes did take the route directly through that earth bank pit, which was considered to be slower.
And from the last control, nothing changed anymore. We had the three in top, Saarla, Kotro and Wickbom. So according to the skis and the snow and so, the conditions were about equal for at least the top athletes. It was up to the orienteering that made all the difference today. Although Buckley was, as we could see, the fastest skier of all.
Yes, it is. It comes to navigation. This is ski orienteering. This is not cross-country skiing. And here we get to see Kotro crossing the finish line again.
And now Saarla, the world champion.
The peace of mind, as Kotro said, that is actually quite important in ski orienteering. The situations come so fast when your speed is high. The crossings come very, very surprisingly, but you have to always know where to go, and you have to clear your mind from anything but the important navigation.
That was almost philosophical when we listened to Kotro.
Yes, Kotro is quite philosophical guy, and he has some very, very deep thoughts about sports and orienteering, and well, I have been in the same national team for a few years. I admire him a lot.
We're awaiting the ladies' competition shortly, but before that, we'll go to something else.
And now we get the ladies' information. Here is the ladies' course information. A bit shorter course, a bit less climb, but it's quite a similar course.
The straight line, 2.6 kilometers, the shortest sensible route, 3.3 kilometers. And of course, also here we have 28.5 kilometers of tracks to choose from. We didn't see anyone outside the map here in the men's competition, like we saw in the juniors and the younger ones. These men that we saw were quite confident about where they were. But 28.5 kilometers has been a lot of work made by the organizers. Also in the ladies competition there are fewer competitors than should have been, with Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Belarus and Russia out of the games today. Everything is open. The first starter, Florina Müller from Switzerland, starting with 101.
In the ladies competition, I believe there will be less top athletes so we are not possibly going to see such a tight competition as we saw in the men's race. But, well, of course, too early to say. We will see that within an hour.
Some gaps here in the starting list, but Andreea Diaksova from Bulgaria with number 111, down to Doris Kudre, 120 in this list. In the ladies competition there are 14 nations competing. Eliane Deiniger from Switzerland in 121 and Evine Vestli Andersen from Norway with 130. And also here in the ladies competition there will be about 10 kilometers of very wide tracks. Some wide tracks, about 16 kilometers of tracks, then some 100 meters, 200 meters of slow tracks, and then mobile routes. And there shouldn't be any foreign, any public snowmobiles entering the area. We haven't seen any today, not in the earlier days either. The starting list going down here to number 138, Magdalena Olsson from Sweden being the last starter in the ladies competition. Also here the last 15 ones in the starting list are the ones that are the 15 highest in the ranking when you don't count the Russians in.
Yes. It's interesting to see who of these ladies are going to sit upon those chairs today. Here is one potential, Lisa Larsen from Sweden, a strong athlete, as you can see, world champion from pursuit last year.
Lisa Larsen is one of the Swedes that has been doing very well. She switched over from skiing, cross-country skiing, where she was in the national team or close to it, and then a couple of years ago started full-time with ski orienteering, and is so good.
Yes, and
so is Salla Koskela.
In advance, the strongest Finnish lady, Salla Koskela, very strong medalist in many races before, and the reigning world champion of sprint, Daisy Kudre Schneider, She's married to John Schneider, the Swiss guy we spoke about earlier.
He finished in number 27 in the men's competition. We expect Daisy to be very much higher.
Yes, we do. And I believe John is not done with the excitement of today, unlike many other guys.
When we look at the competitors that managed and did well in Bulgaria about a month ago, all the Russians are gone. So it's very open now to see who will be doing well in this kind of terrain.
And here we get to see the ladies' course. The beginning is quite similar with the men's. The first two controls are on the tracks next to the men's controls. Then the long leg from control 3 to control 4 is absolutely the same leg as we saw in the men's competition. And also here we get to see some TV footage from the fourth control. And the route choices are the same. And here the ending part is a bit shorter, so the men's course did the loop, but ladies comes more straightforward to the same last two controls as men. And here from control 7 to control 8, here is the danger we saw in the junior races earlier. If you take the left choice from control 7 to 8, there is the danger that you take wrong turn to left and then you are outside the map. So that is one interesting leg. Hopefully we don't see any of those.
In the men's competition we had 5 skiers that finished within 12 minutes or under 12 minutes. The time for the ladies also set at 12 minutes. Let's see how Pia Buchholz from Germany, here starting, will do. Will she break the 12 minute?
We get to see that. She's starting a bit more calm way.
She's the first one out here that we see. It's best to be careful at the beginning until you know what you're doing. Julia Matvienko from Latvia, starting with 104. "15 seconds to start when she gets to place her map in the right place, and then also to make her route choice." And there she started already. I hope she got to do a good route choice before she started.
The 15 seconds is not a long time to set your map into the map holder. And well, there are differences in map holders as well. Here you can see there were many of these buttons to close. Some athletes only have 2, so it's much faster. So it comes down to equipment as well.
Lea Widmer from Switzerland with 105. Again, one of these new, younger Swiss skiers. You mentioned earlier here in the men's competition that Switzerland also is one of the teams, one of the countries now that is doing a lot of progress in ski orienteering. And as you said, there are differences in map holders. This one was very fast from Lea, and off she is.
Looking good. And the same way as in the men's competition, you have to be focused right away when you start from this start triangle into the terrain. The first crossings come very fast, and there is no space for missing those if you want to compete for medals.
Idun Strand from Norway, number 106.
Strand had various seconds to look into the map, and now there she goes towards the starting point.
And let's see how she's continuing then from the starting point. Idun Strand.
It seems that we are going to get some skiing camera from here. Teemu Eerola is following the Strand into the terrain. And here we get to see it's quite dense spruce forest. The crossings come fast, and it's possible that the tracks are a bit dirty because the spruces are dropping some needles, and those can be a bit sticky under your skis.
In the men's competition, it was important to do this first right-hand turn at the right place. Idun did, and so we see also here in the ladies' competition that was the right choice for her to make it to the first control. No problem for Strand.
There she turns around
Oh.
as she should and is continuing uphill.
And as the men's competition, also here we have a very technical course, a very Finnish course, so to say, or a Nordic course,
Yes.
which should be okay for Idun Strand.
Yes, it should.
Agnieszka Klavachkova from the Czech Republic. Agnieszka here starting with number 108.
And let's see how the Scandinavian course suits the Czech lady.
Many of the Czech men have been doing very well in competitions earlier and have also been high up in the championships earlier. The Czech women are still waiting for their chance to prove how good they really are.
Yes. And now we get to follow Sari Väärinen, Finnish athlete, and we get to see the GPS tracking and camera footage side by side. So this is slight uphill, and you can see the skiing techniques Sari is applying here. You don't have to pull pure double poling as you should in cross-country skiing. You are allowed to use your legs, anything to get forward.
We could see here that the tracks already have been cut a little bit, or the corners have been cut.
Yes.
We've had the European Youth Championships and the Junior World Championships, as well as the men going a little bit the same courses. So many of these corners have been cut already, in the advantage of these ladies, of course, now, which are the last ones to start today.
And here we did see Sari making some more shortcutting into that corner, and now this following one is going to be even sharper. And here, yeah, she did cut that corner quite a lot.
And she wasn't not the first one, you could see.
Indeed.
With number 110, Natalia Nigli from Switzerland. And sets a good pace already from the beginning.
Yes.
No need to hold back here for the 12 minutes.
Yeah. It's only 12 minutes race. You should start aggressively, but not too aggressively. Like we saw in the men's competitions, if you're going too aggressive, you may lose your focus, which is the most important thing in this course.
But as the world champion Ville Petteri Saarla said here, it was pure fun for him in 12 minutes.
Yes. Or was that Tuomas?
Or was it? Might have been.
Yes.
Sorry. Andreia Diaksova from Bulgaria still though she's the next one with 1:11 starting here.
Yes, and the Bulgarian athletes were in the last weekend they were in Ranua. They did not compete in that OptiVox Cup race that was held on Saturday, but they did run those courses after the race. So they have shifted their minds into this Nordic ski orienteering.
And of course, the European Championships in Bulgaria, it was a great success for the organizers. They were able to organize it in spite of the COVID-19, so that everybody was happy about the everything that happened there. Let's see how happy Satu Tuomisto is with this terrain and these organizations.
Yes.
The Finnish skier starting here with number 112.
And again we get to see some footage from the forest. Here we see these shortcuts. It of course makes the orienteering a bit more straightforward, but it can also get more difficult because of course these shortcuts are not marked on the map. If you take a shortcut, you really need to know where you're going to end up. And otherwise it's going to be a big mistake.
Especially now when the ladies are the sixth one competing here after the juniors and the men, there might be shortcuts to quite other controls, and we know that the ladies here have other controls than the men.
Yes. And also the juniors did have a bit different controls in the same area.
That's route choice from Melby Jakobsen. That's bringing her to the third control and bringing her also in the right direction for the fourth control.
Yeah, and here we can see also that the surface of the tracks is getting a bit more soft towards the evening because many skiers go and the surface is getting broken. So the first athletes had quite a hard surface of the tracks, but now it's getting more soft, and especially the poles get easily through, and you lose strength every time you push. It requires a bit different technique.
Jenny Barklid from Norway with number 114 ready to start. At the same time as we're expecting Sari Väärinen here at the first TV control, and she is finding the control there, 40 seconds ahead of Lea Widmer from Switzerland.
And it was interesting to see that she did not use the shortcut that came straight to the control, and I think that was because she was not sure where she should continue after the control. So she did take it via the track, which allowed her maybe 1 or 2 seconds more to consider where to go after the control.
But also lost some pace.
Yes.
But
so
won some seconds in being in the right place.
Yes. It's most important thing is to know where to go all the time. But if you don't know, the second most important thing is that you don't have to stop.
Heta Virtanen is not about to stop, she's about to start. Here with number 115, the Finnish lady.
One of the younger Finnish athletes, Sari Väärinen and Mervi Pesu, are the most experienced Finnish athletes, and now we have the other edge of the athletes here.
And Finland, of course, competing with a full team with 8 skiers in all the different classes.
Yes, and here another young ski orienter, Kaisa Klementtinen, very strong, very skillful ski orienter. Usually she is very strong when it comes to individual competitions, when you have your own piece in the forest, and that should this race should suit Kaisa very well.
Let's see.
And here she goes.
At the same time, we have had the first competitor finishing with number 101, starting Florina Müller from Switzerland, has set the pace at 14:30 at the finish. So the first lady already sitting in the leader's seat. And here we see then Sari Väänänen and Satu Tuomisto, how they have made the route choices to the first controls. And as you saw, a much faster route choice by Sari Väänänen, already out from the second control.
Yes, and here we get to see the differences again in this long route choice leg. And Tuomisto taking it all the way from left.
And we're following here Satu Tuomisto on her way out to the wide track.
Yes.
You pointed out how soft the track here out in the forest is already.
Now the picture seems to be a bit jammed occasionally, but here we see Tuomisto skiing the uphill on the wide track. In the beginning she took a bit too much from the left. It would have been faster to take it to the narrow track right away after there was this small house. And now we get to see whether she's going to turn left or continue. She is continuing all the way up to the top.
All the way up to the top of the Alpine hill, and now she's crossing the path that Väänänen took.
And this is a long uphill to ski, and you have to be able to maintain your strength until to the top. And here we can see a little bit in the skiing technique that Tuomisto's core is a bit giving up. So, but of course.
And we were comparing Tuomisto's time to Sari Väänänen, who's finishing right now. And already we're getting a time close to 12 minutes. Sari Väänänen here finishing in 12:22 already, a minute ahead of Idun Strand, who finished right behind her, and 2 minutes ahead of Florina Müller. At the same time as Tuomisto, Satu Tuomisto here is passing the same control. Sari Väänänen was a little bit ahead of Satu, and it seems like the route choice that Sari Väänänen took here was also better, the right hand choice, rather than going straight up the hill as
yes. I believe Tuomisto lost the most of that time difference in the beginning of the leg by taking it a bit too far from the left.
Doris Kudre, number 120, starting here, the Estonian lady.
She is also a member of the Skio Athletes Commission in the International Orienteering Federation, developing the sport and helping it take the direction that the athletes hope it to be. And
there, Jenny Backlid going to left. Sari Väänänen, as we know, took the right-hand choice. Backlid is taking there the left that Tuomisto did not. And how fast is that? She's now, now we're looking at the live picture.
Yes.
And Sari Väänänen is now going downhill. Backlid is approaching the control from your right, from her own left.
There she comes, and I believe
and a good
slightly
time.
Is ahead of Väänänen.
So you were quite right about that. The the left-hand choice on the map, that she came from the right, was the better one. 6 seconds ahead of Sari Väänänen. She gained a lot of time against Sari Väänänen in this part.
Yes. And again, we see her to continue back into the direction where she came from. And this is quite interesting that, well, actually the ladies control number 5 requires turning back. There is not a similar choice that we saw in the men's course, where it was possible, and I believe even faster, to continue downhill right away after the TV control. Now the ladies should turn back uphill.
And Sonja Mörsky starting at the same time as we also getting more and more runners to the finishing line. Agnieszka Hlaváčková from the Czech Republic now in 3rd place at the finish.
And here we see Sonja Mörsky starting, and she has announced that these competitions here in Kallinkangas are going to be her last on the top level. So she's going to end her career here this week.
She's keeping her ski goggles up on her forehead, not on her to her eyes at this moment, but perhaps it's not that sunny yet.
No, it's not, and in ski orienteering quite usually the athletes do not wear sunglasses, because when they are in the forest it gets easily too dimmy. You don't get to see the surface of the track well enough. You get easily stuck in the small bumps and drops that are on the track. So quite many athletes prefer to use a slight layer of coal under their eyes.
Starting here with 1:23, Synne Strand, at the same time as Kaisa Klemettinen, passing the TV control. Jenny Backlid there leading. Kaisa Klemettinen in a 3rd place, only 13 seconds behind Backlid. Väänänen there in between them.
And Tuomista on the 4th place. Many Finns close to the top today.
And here's the next one, starting Tuuli Suutari.
A very technical skier. She's very good in tight curves, downhills. Let's see if we are getting some footage of her taking those curves. And sharp start, it seems.
Nothing to lose here. It's only 12 minutes of competing.
Indeed.
Epp Palberg from Estonia, passing the ladies' control about the same time as Klemettinen, only 2 seconds behind her and 15 behind Backlid at this time. Not and we're following Epp Palberg further on in the course.
Now we get to see how the ladies come to the 5th control. This is much shorter. There seems to be a shortcut here, and Palberg should arrive to the 5th control quite soon. Here.
And finishing here, Jenny Backlid, who still has the fastest time to the TV control, here finishing. And we know that for the ladies, it should be about 24 seconds for them to finish from the last control. So there's good time for Jenny Backlid.
Now we did lose the graphics. Let's see. Backlid seems to be...
but still 25 seconds time for her to beat the time of Sari Väänänen. There should be enough time, but
She
how
seems to be about 3-4 seconds ahead Sari Väänänen on the finishing line.
She was 4 seconds ahead at the last control, and she still is 3 seconds ahead of Sari Väänänen. The new leader, Jenny Backlid from Norway, 3 seconds ahead of Sari Väänänen, and in third place, Idun Strand, also from Norway, at this moment in the Ladies World Championships.
Good race for the Norwegians so far.
Very good, yeah. And we saw that to the TV control, she made a very good choice. That's perhaps where she won the most here. We're also seeing the live tracking of Doris Kudre, and also seeing that Erin Schagerström from Sweden is doing very well. She's going faster than Sari Väänänen here at the TV control. But this is Kudre that is the live dot right now.
16-17 seconds behind Schagerström here.
And there we have Doris Kudre coming down to the TV control. She's taking the shortcut down to the control right there, and 21 seconds behind Elin Schagerström. As you can see, Elin Schagerström 1 second ahead of Jenny Backlid and 7 ahead of Väänänen, Sari Väänänen at this moment. So we have the Swedish lady right now ahead of all the other ones. Petra Fiala from the Czech Republic. She's not related to the Prime Minister, Petr Fiala, but almost the same name although. But Petra Fiala is very well known as a skier here instead.
Yes, again one of those young promising Czech ski orienteers.
And here finishing Kaisa Klemettinen, and she's running very tight with Kaisa Klemettinen finishing there, and the time is the same.
Same time with Sari Väänänen.
Tied, but 3 seconds behind Jenny Backlid. Jenny Backlid still leading. Sari Väänänen and Kaisa Klemettinen tied in a second place, 3 seconds behind Jenny Backlid. Yeah, Sonja Mörsky approaching the TV control with a good time. She's beating the time of Elin Schagerström at this moment, 3 seconds ahead of Elin. Sonja Mörsky, the new leader at the ladies competition.
Strong beginning for Sonja Mörsky. And she seems confident, she seems to know where she should be going. And there she turns. Let's see if we get some camera footage. I don't see Eerola following.
But instead we get the map.
Yes. And here we see
Sonja Mörsky is the one, the red one going in the middle, and we are following live also Tuuli Suutari, 124, who's going far left.
Tuuli Suutari's route choice is interesting. We haven't seen this before, but I don't think it's bad. It certainly is not the best, but it's not too bad.
Not the worst.
Not the worst.
Evine Vestli Andersen, with the second place in the World Cup Sprint in 2020, from Norway, starting number 130. And we are shortly awaiting also to the finishing line Elin Schagerström. We haven't seen much of her out from the terrain yet. Her teammate Lisa Larsen is about to start with 131. But with 119 we are shortly awaiting her. There she finished already. And Elin Schagerström is the new leader in the competition at the finish line. we are following the next.
Schagerström finishing now, but
No.
as you said, taking the lead by 10 seconds.
I was a little bit too fast,
Yeah.
but she is fast.
Yes.
12:09 and the leading place for Elin Schagerström. Very good race for her. We saw that she was the fastest at the TV control when she passed there, and here even faster. Now 10 seconds ahead of Jenny Backlid.
And now Daisy Gudre starting last year's world champion, reigning world champion of the sprint. Let's see how today's course suits her. It should be shooting her very well. And a very smooth grab of the map, getting it to the map holder. Now she has, basically she had 10 seconds to read the map. And a sharp start to Daisy Gudre.
Daisy was the fastest non-Russian competitor skier in the World Championships in the sprint competition. So she might be the one that is the favorite, the number one favorite for today.
Yes. Sonja Mörsky is doing strong race. It seems that she's ahead the current leader.
Elin Schagerström is the one that is right now leading, and there's about 10 seconds, 4 seconds for Mörsky down to the last control, and she is approaching the last control and running down the hill.
There we see her.
Oh, still 50 seconds for her to beat the time of Elin Schagerström.
Unless she falls, I think she is going to take the lead in the finish.
Or makes a mistake, otherwise...
Yeah.
No, let's not talk about that. Sonja Mörsky here, the lady with so much confidence and experience already, but still one of the top skiers here in the World Championships in 2022 in Kemi-Keminmaa. Oh, 2 seconds ahead of Elin Schagerström at the last control. 2 seconds only. And we saw how good a finish Elin Schagerström had. So this will be close. Is it Elin or is it Sonja? Sonja Mörsky here finishing, and with a good finish, reaching the finish line. And the difference is 3 seconds. 3 seconds for Sonja Mörsky, the new leader, ahead of Elin Schagerström. Jenny Backlid, Norway in a third place.
25 seconds from the last control to the finish line.
Very fast and faster than Elin Schagerström also. So a lead by 3 seconds, and she's right now the one in top at the finish.
And she is happy about today's competition. She knows she's done a good race. Lisa Lindqvist.
Linda Lindqvist, right.
Linda, yes.
Also one of the experienced Swedish skiers, with number 135 starting here. And right now her teammate Elin Schagerström is in second place. Linda starts off here. And Frida Sandberg here with 129. You can see how fast she is compared to Elin Schagerström. Yeah, Sonja Mörsky still has the fastest time here, but also Jenny Backlid and now Frida Sandberg coming very fast to the TV control.
Sandberg is a really strong skier and has many good races in World and European Championships in previous years.
And 7 seconds ahead of Sonja Mörsky. Looking good for Frida at this moment.
Yes. And looking focused.
With 1:36, Judita Traubaite from Lithuania starting here. And with this, we have almost all the athletes out in the forest. We are following Frida Sandberg, who's doing very well right now, thus 7 seconds ahead of Sonja Mörsky at the TV control. And she's approaching the fifth control. She passed already the TV control. And here you can see the tracking also for her.
And here sharp turn back and then all right away to the right.
She did the right choice.
Yes.
Salla Koskela with 1:37 and the Finnish five-time world champion medalist here starting.
Salla is really strong skier. She has a strong background in cross-country skiing. She studied in Vuokatti Sports High School and now is studying in Joensuu, Eastern Finland.
And the last starter, Magdalena Olsson, or Anna Magdalena Olsson from Sweden with 1:38, brings then the pack all together to the finishing line. So we will be waiting for the last starters until we can say anything about who will be the world champion today. So good racers still out. But Frida Sandberg with 1:29 is the one that right here at the, not right here, but at the TV control is right now running the fastest. Lisa Larsen passed here in the 6th place. 24 seconds up to Frida Sandberg. And Daisy Kudder-Schneider, a new leader at the TV control. She was so fast we almost missed her, but 10 seconds ahead of Frida Sandberg. Oh, she is fast.
Yes, this is what the winner candidates should look like. And we get to follow Daisy's work in the forest as Teemu Eerola starts behind her. And here we get to see these familiar tracks we have already seen many times.
Ooh.
And here, taking a shortcut.
Up. So many other.
She knew to wait for it. And as you can see, it's not as easy to ski on those shortcuts as it is on the tracks. But every time a skier goes on that shortcut, the track gets better and better.
I think she used the same shortcut as Epp Palberg, yes, from Estonia that we followed earlier.
Yeah, she did. And
Isabel Salén in 4th place, only 18 seconds and only 18 seconds behind Daisy and 1 second behind Sonja Mörsky. Isabel Salén, very well she's doing today. And
now
short.
She is not quite up to what she's doing. It seems that some hesitation.
And Frida Sandberg here finishing with 1:29, the lady behind, and a lot of time to beat the time of Sonja Mörsky there. With 20 seconds she's ahead of Sonja Mörsky and 23 ahead of Elin Schagerström. So Frida Sandberg, the new leader, the Swedish lady, 11:46, the first skier with under 12 minutes.
Santeri ja Mörskyn välinen ero 20 sekuntia mahdollisesti. Siihen väliin varmasti vielä kilpailijoita mahtuu, mutta mennäänkö vielä kun Santeri on alla? Joo, tässä on vielä tosiaan.
And within 2.5 minutes, we then ought to have Daisy Kudre here if she is about to beat the time of Frida Sandberg. We are waiting Linda Lindqvist, the Swedish skier, to the TV control. Still Daisy Kudre-Schneider here, the fastest. The time for Lindqvist went out there, but she is still in good positions. Down to the TV control, and there. Oh, a second place for Linda at this moment. Frida Sandberg 1 second behind her.
And seems that she is fully aware of where she should be going.
She
Or
glanced
is she?
behind her.
Yeah. But there she goes.
She was waiting for the
Yes.
skier Teemu Erola to follow her. Erola.
And again, we get to see the same track. Lindqvist preparing for the left turn, and also, she also took the shortcut, which was too difficult for Teemu this time.
But she went well.
Yes.
The same shortcut that Daisy did, so she's doing very well right now. Here we can see now live how Salla Koskela is taking the same route choice as Daisy Kudre-Schneider.
And a couple of seconds behind.
And here she already is, Daisy Kudre-Schneider, finishing down to the last control, and we've counted 25 seconds for the ladies to go from the last control to the finish. So we have a new leader here, Daisy Kudre-Schneider.
Looking good, and she's going to take the lead at the finish.
She's been so confident in the last years, and today also here in Kemi-Keminmaa, the new leader, Daisy Kudre-Schneider, 11:36, 10 seconds ahead of Frida Sandberg, and she looks
And
very.
she knows she has done an excellent race.
Will it be good enough? And Salla Koskela here in 1:37, only 4 seconds behind Daisy Kudre at this moment. And after her, there was only one more starter, Anna Magdalena Olsson.
And Magdalena Olsson has taken a different route choice compared to Kudre-Schneider and Koskela. And how is she going to take the last? I believe she's going to turn right and come the same way as Kudre and Koskela.
And the difference between Kudre-Schneider and Koskela was only 4 seconds. How is Magdalena doing? She's doing well, but she's still a little more behind. In third place, 9 seconds behind. She's also fighting for a medal today and in very good condition right now.
Yes. Nothing is settled yet.
Isabel Salén finishing, and she's fighting for a place among the top 6. But we're following Magdalena Olsson at the same time as we are shortly awaiting Linda Lindqvist, also from Sweden, to finish. Magdalena Olsson, yes, the same shortcut. Let's see how our skier is doing. Magdalena Olsson is doing well, but Teemu Erola, he made it this time.
Yes, and now we get to follow Olsson also on the map at the same time. And in the finish,
Anna Ulvensöön. And Anna Ulvensöön in third place right now, 23 seconds behind Daisy Kudre-Schneider at the finish. And the next starter was Linda Lindqvist. We're waiting her to the last control. But no.
Here we get to see Magdalena Olsson taking some own shortcut. No one else had gone that way before.
It worked well. She found the control. Here, Linda Lindqvist. Coming down to the last control, Linda Lindqvist was only 10 seconds behind at the TV control, but no, she's lost something on the last legs, because Anna Ulvensöön now is faster than her. Her time went, and Sonja Mörsky's time also. How about Elin Schagerström and Jenny Backlid? No, she's not beating Elin. Jenny Backlid is the next one for a top 6 position right now for Linda, and she's the same time, same time as Jenny Backlid. A 6th place, tied 6th place for Linda Lindqvist and Jenny Backlid at this moment, 43 seconds behind Daisy Kudre-Schneider. Something has happened, some rude choices or something, because Linda was only 10 seconds behind at the TV control.
Yeah, we didn't see that in the GBS. Let's see if we get to see it yet. But here we are again following Olsson, and now Salla Koskela approaching the last control.
And she has good time to make it into the top 3. Frida Sandberg is in 2nd place. Daisy Kudre-Schneider still leading. Frida Sandberg in 2nd place, and Anna Ulvensöön right now in 3rd place. And it is 25 seconds something from the last control. It will be very tight, but is Daisy too fast today for Salla Koskela?
So it seems. So for now, competing for the silver medal.
3, 2, no. The track was too long for her, but so close, so close. 1 second
only.
She was so fast at the finish. 1 second only between Daisy and Salla. And then Magdalena Olsson also already running down from the last control. Oh, this is so fun. 40 seconds, 37 seconds. This will be so close. So close. Daisy Kudre-Schneider leading. Salla Koskela in 2nd place and Frida Sandberg in 3rd place right now. And we know it's about 25 or 24 seconds from the last control. Wow,
this is tough.
What a race. This is sprint orienteering at its best. And Magdalena Olsson fighting for a medal. Is it gold? Is it silver? Is it bronze? It's a lot of time to beat Frida Sandberg, but will she beat also Daisy Kudre? Will she beat Salla Koskela? The time is running out for Magdalena, and they're finishing, and the time is a tied 2nd place. A tied 2nd place.
Yes.
1 second behind Daisy Kudre. What a finish and what a competition.
Yeah.
Daisy Kudre-Schneider is the world champion again, with Salla Koskela and Anna Magdalena Olsson 1 second behind, both in 2nd place.
And now I believe there is also one happy Russian guy, as Andrei Lamov probably is following this race. Unfortunately, he is not available. He's not allowed to compete today, but as he is following his
he's living together with Magdalena Olsson in Falun.
Yes.
But right now abroad. But here, Daisy Kudre-Schneider, Salla Koskela and Anna Magdalena Olsson, all within 1 second. We know that sprint orienteering can be tight, but this tight, wow.
Yeah.
And Salla Koskela was fast. At the last control, Salla Koskela was 1 second behind Anna Magdalena Olsson and 2 seconds behind Daisy Kudre-Schneider. but Salla had the fastest finish and finished now in a tied second place. But the world champion is Daisy Kudra-Schneider.
Repeating the gold medal from last year.
You said when Daisy started that she's living together with
John Snyder, yes.
John Snyder, and that he probably has something nice to look forward to when this day is over. So has Daisy also.
Yes.
A gold medal for the family and especially for Daisy.
Yes.
Here we see then the three. The difference has been more than 1 second in many places, but can you believe it? In the last couple of 100 meters, they all take a little bit of different choices.
And I think this was the decisive moment that Kudra-Schneider took the left choice to the 8th control, and that was those decisive 2 seconds faster. That was really close, because
wow.
Had the final straight been 10 meters longer, perhaps the results would have been totally different.
Perhaps Daisy knew how well she was doing. She didn't have to race 100% at the last meters.
Well, if it was so, she was bold.
No, yeah. But Daisy Kudra-Schneider, she's been doing very well. In the last World Championships, 2 medals. She was the best non-Russian in the sprint competition in Bulgaria, in the European Championships earlier this year.
Yes.
But she's not only a sprint orienteer.
No,
we'll see much more of her during this week.
Yes, and tomorrow she will be starting only 1 second ahead of Salla Koskela and Magdalena Olsson, who now seem to be sharing silver medal in the final results.
And we're waiting for, of course, to hear Daisy's tell in her own words how this day has been going and what made her a world champion today here in Kemi-Keminmaa at the World Ski Orienteering Championships 2022.
Okay, and now we have a new world champion and a sprint winner, Daisy Kudra-Schneider, here. Second time in a row. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing, but it also feels unbelievable. I was not sure how ready I am for today's race. It has been a little bit challenging season to prepare for, but for me the goal was really to have a stable race, and it was a so cool course, and I gave my best and did a really solid race. So I'm really happy, but today I had also so much luck because the seconds are really on my side.
Yeah, there are two girls in a second, so that was very tight. So and how do you see the race overall? Did you have any mistakes? You already said that smooth, solid race, but anything?
No, I didn't have any mistakes. It was sometimes, I was a little bit unsure about my route choice, of course, because it was quite many like micro route choices, but I always just took what felt good to me and stayed confident, and I didn't make any wrong turns, but just sometimes when it went too fast for me, I slowed down a little bit to make sure I have everything under control, because that was really the goal for me, to have a very controlled race with really always knowing where I'm gonna go, and I'm really happy with that. It was a good race.
Okay, last year you almost took it all in the home races. How do you see the coming races and the rest of the week?
I mean, I really love to compete in Finland. I've been competing in Finland really many times over my whole career. I think I'm for the first time here in Kemi, but in general this terrain in Finland fits me well. So I'm really excited for the races. I don't have a favorite one. I look forward to all of them. I think tomorrow will be a really close fight, especially with Salla and Magda, but also with other girls who are also not too far behind. So I'm looking forward to all of the distances. Yeah.
Okay, hey, congratulations once more.
Thank you so much, and thanks for organizing these really cool competitions here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
what a happy world champion. What
Yes.
a happy world champion. She was a favorite, and still she's this happy about the gold medal. Ville-Petteri Saarela, who won the men's championship, was perhaps not as big a favorite, but he wasn't all that happy about it as Daisy was.
Well, Ville-Petteri Saarela was showing quite traditional Finnish mentality to take it calmly and and stuff. But for Daisy Kudre, the key to victory was, as she said, always knowing what she's going to do next. Stay focused all the time, not letting the doubt of those micro-routes take over in her mind. And just like we speculated before, that was the recipe to the victory today.
She was still ahead of the others here at the sixth control.
Yes, and here she actually makes this small different route choice from 6 to 7. Not so big difference, perhaps a bit slower, but when you're focused, when you know where you're going and you go with the flow, those small route choices actually don't matter.
Obviously not. The world champion Daisy Kudre-Schneider 1 second ahead of Salla Koskela and Anna Magdalena Olsson. This is Magdalena Olsson with so a good finish for her. It was so fun with the last starter making this good a competition for us to watch. Salla Koskela, she was the first one of those to finish, the second one of these to finish, and only 1 second behind Daisy Kudre-Schneider. And also, look at her.
And Koskela was so happy because, well, she was kind of carrying the pressure of home races, and to be able to take a medal in the home ground has been, of course, the dream of every Finnish athlete.
And here, I was talking about her taking it a little bit slower in the last legs, last meters. No, not at all. Daisy Kudre-Schneider, as you could see, full space all the way to the finish line, and so happy about being the world champion.
And now some interview again.
Okay, now we have a silver medalist Salla Koskela here. Very close race, 1 second to the gold and sharing the silver. How does it feel at the moment?
I'm really happy with the medal. Really tough years now has been, so now I'm happy with the medal, but of course it was really tight, but yeah.
Okay, how was the race? Did you make any mistakes, or do you feel that the second could have been taken in several places, or how?
One clear mistake. I went one crossing too early, but I don't think it was many seconds. But now when it's only 1 second to go, it's a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy with the medal.
Okay, now this was the first one. Tomorrow morning there will be pursuit. You will be in a 1 second, three girls together. What are the expectations?
It will be a tight race tomorrow too, but it's nice that there's people with me. I don't have to be alone there.
Okay, and let's see what the course setters have figuring out for you. Hey, once again, congratulations for the silver medal.
Thank you, thank you.
So here we heard some words from the medalists, and Salla Koskela was, as we expected, really happy about this medal in this home ground event.
You could see that also when she finished. So fun for people, of course, that are being medalists. And tomorrow will be a very tight competition. We'll start the pursuit and the live TV show at 9:50 tomorrow. The ladies competition with Daisy Kudre-Schneider starting 1 second ahead of Salla Koskela and Magdalena Olsson, 10 seconds ahead of Frida Sandberg, and 23 seconds ahead of Anna Ulvensöen from Norway. And in the men's competition, Ville-Petteri Saarela from Finland starting 1 second ahead of Tuomas Kotro, 3 seconds ahead of Sweden's Rasmus Wickbom, and 7 seconds ahead of Jörgen Backlid and Evert Toivonen. So again tomorrow, a new competition and very close seconds, of course, as it usually is in these kind of tight ski orienteering competitions.
Yes, it's going to be very tight, and tomorrow we see who takes the gold again.
Kiitoksia tästä päivästä kuuleviin.